Hello and welcome. In this lecture, I will show you different ways to connect to a PostgreSQL database. You can connect using an interactive terminal program, which is also the shell, the SQL shell, or also known as PostgreSQL, or you can use the graphical tool, which is known as pgadmin. So that is the graphical admin tool. So those are the two ways you can connect to a PostgreSQL database. So both the SQL shell, which houses the PostgreSQL, and the pgadmin GUI are installed when the Postgres database is installed. So let's go over to our program menu and explore both options of connecting to the data. To launch PostgreSQL, you click on the Start menu, go to All Programs, click on the PostgreSQL 9.6 folder, click to expand, and this is the SQL shell, which houses the PostgreSQL. So click to launch, and when you open it, this is what you get. If you press enter, it will also add the database name. This shows you that the server is localhost, so it's a local installation. So press enter, it will give you the database. So it tells you the database name is Postgres. That's the default database that comes pre-installed when PostgreSQL is installed. If you press enter again, it will give you the port number, which is 5432. And if you press enter, it will give you the username that is used to connect to the database. So this is the username called Postgres. If you press enter, it will prompt you for a password. The password it's asking for is the password you would have set during the installation of the database. So just type that password in. So I'm just going to type mine and press enter. If it is right, it will connect to the database, and you get this warning here with some instructions here saying blah blah blah. But if you can see this flashing cursor, it means that you have successfully connected to the database, and this means the database is just waiting for some instructions. So as it is, you can execute a SQL query. Once you've got that flashing cursor there. So that's how you connect to the database using the SQL shell or the PostgreSQL. So I'm just going to exit out of that. The second option is to use the pgadmin tool. This is also located in the same directory as the SQL shell. So click on Start, All Programs, go to Postgres, click on that, and this is what we want, pgadmin 4. That's the current version. If you click on that, it will launch the pgadmin tool, and the latest version of that tool is version 4. Please be patient with this tool. It can sometimes take a while to open up. Once the tool opens up, we can connect to the database by expanding the servers here where it's got servers. Click on the plus sign to expand, and you've got the PostgreSQL 9.6. So click on that. It will give you an option to enter your password. So I'm just going to click expand that. There you go. So this should pop up. It says connect to server, and the username it's using to connect is Postgres. So you need to type in the password you set during the installation. So I'm just going to pop my password in there and click OK. And if everything checks out, you can see here it says server connected. Once you're connected, it tells you you are connected, and we can now access the database. So these are at the moment we've only got one database. That's why it's got one there, which is the default database installed with the PostgreSQL database, which is this one here. That's our default database. So basically those are the two main ways you can connect to a PostgreSQL database. Another way to actually interrogate or interact with the database is via the query. So if we click on the tools here and go to select the database first, make sure you got the database selected, and then click on tools and click on the query tool, and that should bring up the query editor. So just write a simple query that will interact with the database. So you just type in select followed by the version. You're looking for the version, and then parentheses and a semicolon, and then you click on this arrow there to execute the query, and it will show the result in the output here. So this is the output for the query. It tells you the version is PostgreSQL 9.6 and give you some information about the build and so on. So this tells you, you can expand this. By the way, you can see I've just dragged it to expand it along to reveal more information. So it gives you the version and tells you it's compiled by Visual C++ and the rest of it. So that's one way of also interacting with the database. So thank you so much for watching. In this lecture, we've learned how to connect to PostgreSQL database server by using different methods. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.